6, 2023 to order. County Invocation, please.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. We ask that you guide the council and help them to make the best decisions for the city, keep everyone safe, and keep our community safe. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Number 1, award bid for Yellow Jacket Drive construction. Mr. Long.
Move the council. I think, went through the motions for Premier Paving. It was a low bidder. All of you should have in front of you the bid tabulation, which shows basically verified the math on each of the bids. The low bidder is still Premier Paving. I have confirmed with DOT that they are in fact DOT pre-qualified. I also was able to run down their paperwork on that. So I have no reason not to award to them unless y'all do. So I mean, from my perspective, I would say let's award it tonight and get them started. If y'all have questions or anything I can answer, I'm happy to do it.
Anybody have any questions or anything they'd like to say?
I think there's two things we need to have. One is you'd have to have a motion to award, which I have the paperwork, which would allow the mayor to sign the paperwork. And I think, Candace, you have a resolution too, which would allow the mayor to sign the DOT agreement, which ups the money to cover the difference in cost between the original grant and where we are now.
Candace, that's resolution that we have before. Do I have a motion to award the bid for Yellow Jacket Drive construction to Premier Paving LLC?
I make a motion that we award the bid to PDLC.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 2, resolution 2023-194. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Vernon, Florida, approving supplemental grant agreement number 2 between the city and the State of Florida Department of Transportation regarding the Yellow Jacket Drive reconstruction project and providing for an effective date. Do I have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Any second?
I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. There's no more discussion on that. I will close the special meeting and open the workshop.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Long. Number 1, Garden Club Sunflowers.
Ms. Rhonda reached out and asked if they could plant sunflowers at the, square, and then also at that little area near the bridge that had wildflowers in it, but they all died.
But don't they get kind of big?
When she's wanting to plant, right?
I guess when it's time to plant, I guess they're just preparing.
Well, don't sunflowers get kind of tall?
Sunflowers do get tall, yes ma'am. Well, it depends on the ones you plant. There's short ones and tall ones.
And when you plant them too. I have no problem.
I don't have an issue with it.
Okay.
Number 2, cancel election day conflict.
I had reached out to the supervisor of elections office last week because I knew we were gonna have some voting here in March. And they cannot, the city's charter calls for the second Tuesday in March for election. But they cannot do any machines or do anything for voting in March because of the primary. So we're gonna have to go through the process. I don't know if Michelle will have to do an ordinance or something, but I wanted to go ahead and let y'all know that it was not gonna be in March. She said they could do it in April. So if you agree to go forward with April, then Michelle can do her part of it, so we'll be prepared in time to get it, set up.
I'm agreeable with that. Michelle will have to prepare the ordinance and everything beforehand, so.
What date do y'all want to move it to?
We'll go for the second Tuesday in April.
Okay.
And qualifying?
Not so many days prior to that, but I can send you that.
Did you just say second Tuesday?
Yeah, that would be the 9th of April.
With qualifying to be announced as soon as, well, Candace get it, unless Michelle.
Yeah, it's so many days prior to, and I'll have to look that up.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion we move the election to the second Tuesday in April.
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor? No. Motion carried. Number 3, tech support estimate.
And a guy someone emailed me, it's in your packet, an estimate to do the technical support for the city. Right now you use Tech Eagles, and I did say that I would bring it forward to the city for y'all to review. So I put it in the packet. I think it's $525.20 a month.
This wasn't something that was put out, this was just something that was offered.
Yeah.
Becky, do you want to adjourn the meeting and open the workshop? Did you do that?
Yes.
Did all three of us miss it?
I guess.
Okay.
I closed the meeting
Okay.
and opened the workshop.
Okay, so y'all have to vote.
Oh, well, that's true. So, but all this was under the workshop. Okay. My bad.
Anyway, right now, Tech Eagles is, I think when they first started, it was $3 something a month, and now it's almost $900
Oh,
a month. They continue to go up. I don't know if it's something you would want to put out for bid or not, if you just want to leave it as is, but I did include the estimate.
Well, in my opinion, if it's going up like that and if you're having any issues or the price is going up, I would suggest we put it out for bid.
I would too.
Okay, let me do that.
Is the council agreeable with that?
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
Number 4, Carolyn.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Is your mic on?
Yes.
I can't hardly hear you back here.
It won't go any closer.
Everybody that knows we have the security cameras in different places here in the city hall and at the sportsplex. There's 2 places where, since I've been working here, that I've got a concern that we don't have one. And one of those is in the safe room where all the money is. That's to protect the city and the employee. And also we need, the only camera that's in the corner behind where my desk is, it shines toward Candace's office. Shines, that's a terrible word. It doesn't give us the advantage of looking at the person that's working for the city and the person that's coming in to pay the city. We need to have a camera set up to where, and it would be good if we had one with audio that would, because you never know what's gonna happen. I've been telling her lately that I've really been concerned about, our safety. Because when Candace was out, I was in that building a lot of days by myself. And we don't know what's gonna happen. Anything could happen. And just for the city's liability and for my safety and her safety and anybody else that's in the city hall, I think that we should put those 2 cameras in addition to what we have now, so that when someone comes in there to pay their water bill, we'll be able to have a close-up of who they are. You won't have a far away
I agree with
picture
that, I thought that you
I thought
could see who was
we-
coming in,
You can see
in the hall.
in the hallway,
but you can't see
See
from
in
the
there.
office forward.
but the one that's behind Carolyn's desk in the corner, we were trying, I think how we figured it out is we were trying to look to see
Yeah.
who had come in and made a transaction, and you couldn't tell from that camera at all. And so we ended up going to the hallway camera and could barely catch that. And then she was thinking about when she was in the safe room the other day, she looked all around and she was like, you know,
You could be.
if somebody comes in here to steal something, if they came in, I hate putting this out publicly, but if they came in through my office door, you are not gonna know.
I
The
agree.
one camera that's in there where I'm at, in that corner, it gets my desk and the wall where the big TV is, it has all the cameras on it.
So it's not even getting who's coming through the door clearly.
No. The only
Not
way
from
we
the
know
front
who's
door, you
coming
can't
in
tell, you can
is
only,
because
you
the
can tell
camera's in
somebody
the hall.
come, you can see it down the halls,
Yeah,
but if
you're
they
not-
came in the front door and through my office,
So, well, you have a budget, you wanna check and see if it's gonna go.
I mean, I'd just soon take one out of the hallway that is looking down at the council on aging down there and, you know,
Don't remove one.
but I'm just saying,
Get another one.
Just see if it's gonna go, if it's not gonna go over your budget,
okay,
we don't have to vote on it.
okay.
Thank you, Carol. Number 4, free grant donation.
The health department reached out last week, you have a copy of the email in your new packet, and, they got a grant, and they want to come to Shady Grove to that walking park, and, add all of these, or at least some of these items that are on this email: a back extension, chest press, leg press, push-up bar, self-weighted rower, sit-up bench, ski walker, stretch and strength bars, two-sided rotator, uneven bars. I don't know what seals is, but, I told them that, you know, that had to come through this. I felt, I was excited about it, but you guys have to say yes or no. So, I told her I'd reach back out to her after y'all talked about it. It's not at any cost to the city.
Yeah, we get a wow. Can you send pictures so we know what we are looking at?
Okay?
And that's something that we have to vote on. They're gonna provide it for free. I still believe we would have to vote on it. Am I correct, Michelle?
Well, I can just tell her that y'all are agreeable, contingent on what it looks like.
Yeah, well, it looks like where it's gonna actually be, and
They're saying around the trail, so I think it would be
Inside. They had
stops
some out there
around the
before.
trail.
They had some before out there, but I
Yeah,
don't know
there
what,
used to be.
okay.
I don't know what happened. I guess it got overfilled
Probably.
when they first opened their park.
Okay. Number 6, feeding the Gulf Coast.
There's another email in there that I printed for y'all. It's from Tabitha Bracken at Feeding the Gulf Coast. I don't have any more information about it than this. It says they're launching a mobile market, and they wanted to set up in the parking lot for about an hour every 2 weeks to sell produce at a discounted price.
It can help. You can also help.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said it can also help a lot of people.
But then we also have a big produce market now, you know that,
Yeah.
right? And we don't know.
the house have a
A
produce
huge
market?
produce market. And
Since I work with Feeding the Gulf Coast to do the food pantry, do you guys mind if I call her? See what they're talking about exactly?
yes, that'd probably be the best thing.
And it looks like they're talking an hour
Yeah,
once every 2 weeks.
yeah, it doesn't look like very much at all, does it? Well, y'all-
Well, it all depends on the prices too.
Mm.
You can.
So Miss Mary's gonna reach out to them to
See what
find
she's
out.
actually
That's fine.
offering.
Thank you.
I had something else.
I'll go this one.
Well, we submitted last week I submitted a Form 1209 to Florida Commerce, which used to be the, DEO, to get the, direct reimbursement for the grants, so that it helps us a lot as not having to upfront those costs when the grants start coming in, and we got 100,000 or 200,000 paying out. And this is the letter, I included it in there where they've approved us for that, for all of our active grants. So,
That will help a lot.
So before I call for public participation, there's a couple of people that's come in. Does anybody need to sign the public participation sheet that has not, that would like to speak?
Becky, can I go ahead and speak one here?
Yeah, I was just gonna clear this up,
Yeah.
because I've already got the sheet.
I got a couple calls today. Everybody's here. There's really no nice way to put some of this, but it's all due to garbage, and everybody in here got it. What I've done, including everybody, is a package with all the ordinances, and I probably need to go back and research some more, and the street numbers on there. So, I'd like to see the council come up, give the attorney permission to go through these, and if these are not strong enough to do what we need to do to get them strong enough to where the sheriff can enforce them. But I don't want to jump around in 3 or 4 different ordinances to try to get one washing machine moved or a car moved. I can't keep going around and getting on the Hezekiah add-ons for his parking in the road when I've got other people doing the same thing.
Well, until we get this, you're right, until we get this in order, you really shouldn't be going around getting on anybody.
You're true, but I think the council told me to last time we go see Hezekiah Adams. And if I got to sign the job, it wouldn't bother me, but it did all go through the,
These ordinances are outdated, and it's, I mean, we're not gonna sit here and be able to go hash through all of them tonight. I would suggest that we set up a special workshop or something to all get together, review them, see what needs to be changed, see what we want to do, and then decide on having, because we talked to Michelle about this several times, there's several different ways we can go, but we've got to have something updated, because you can't go off of some of this. So I see what you're saying. If we can set a time where this is just what we're dealing with, and hash through and set it up and get something set where she can draw it up and get it passed. And then we can decide who's gonna take care of it, whether it's gonna be, if it's something that the sheriff's department's gonna do, we need to make an agreement with Washington County, which we discussed before. But I don't think we can
no,
make a decision on these right now, but we
No, I don't think
definitely
we can
need to do
either.
something.
I agree with you, you can't make a decision on it right now. I'm not gonna back up on it, I'm gonna stay at this. I think Michelle probably already knows what kind of ordinance we need. something you ought to tell her to be looking at it.
Well, yeah, I don't have a problem with it, but that's what I'm saying, we're gonna have to figure out what we want. You're saying that it's my understanding what you said, we can consolidate these
Yes.
into something
Yes,
that's agreeable to
everybody.
everybody. That's what I was saying, maybe a workshop just for that would be. I don't have a problem if Michelle wants to look at the consolidated, but she kinda needs to know what we want as well, I think.
And she get with Mr. Chris, he don't mind whether he can tell us whether he can or can't. So we'll get it all done in one sum.
Does the rest of the council have any issue with that? Would y'all like to set a date for a special workshop, or? I think, it's just my opinion, a workshop just for ordinances would be better than trying to throw it into our workshop with all the other stuff. That's what I'm saying.
We do it soon. Instead of
I'm
getting
good
toward the
at
holidays.
it, but, I can make any time. Unless, well, I'll say that, I have a grandbaby on the way, so.
That'll change everything.
Yeah, that's
But otherwise, any date that's good with y'all will be good with me.
So, in November, what day of the week, or?
I don't know that I have availability until December.
What's the
Okay.
thing you have in December?
Uh, Tuesday the 5th.
Is that okay with everybody else? Same time, 5:30?
The 5th of December?
Is that time good with you, Michelle?
5:30?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
No. Y'all have to tell me what y'all want to do. I think we're gonna run into the same issue that we've had before, which is you can draft all the ordinances that you want, but until you hire a code enforcement officer or you enter into an agreement with Washington County, and then even from there, you still have to, hold the, go due process and the hearing. When we're talking about in this packet, there's an ordinance on the removal of vehicles. There's a state statute that's more strict than your ordinance. So your ordinance goes from 10 days, but the state law is only 5 days. So you've already been preempted by the state on that. And the sheriff doesn't need an ordinance to deal with abandoned vehicles. But when we're talking about just general trash, appliances, that sort of thing, that's gonna come under code enforcement. You all need to tell me what you wanna do with what.
So you can have something by the meeting? Is that what you're saying, some information by the meeting?
Or we can have discussion at the meeting and then I can come back with the draft.
Because we need to know which is gonna be better. If it's gonna be better for us to go with the counties and comply, which we've discussed, that's gonna mean changing up a lot of things too.
Alright, so
Either way, it's gonna be an expense.
the example ordinances that I can give you are for communities that have a hired code enforcement officer, they have a code enforcement board, or a magistrate. There are processes that may exceed your budget.
Okay, well, if you get us some information on it, we can discuss it at the meeting. Thank you. Mr. Gary, do you have anything else before I move on with this, signed in for public participation?
Good.
Ms. Mary Cunningham, Public Records.
Good evening. Earlier in October, towards the beginning of the month, right after Candace went out on surgery, I had asked for a public records request. I knew it would take a couple weeks because she was out from surgery. But now what I'm finding out, the public records request was for the bylaws for the fire department. And I'm now being told that they don't have any bylaws. They have to have bylaws.
Okay, you're being told that the city,
That the fire department does not have bylaws. So if they're following bylaws, and it's city bylaws, then that's what I should have been told.
okay, what? They're operating under an SOP.
There's SOP and SOGs, and then there's bylaws.
Yeah.
They're two different things, and they have to have a set of bylaws that they're following.
My point is that, and like I say, it's been a long time, but those records work at the fire department.
I actually didn't know about the public records request, so I did speak to Miss Mary, last week about it, and she brought it to my attention. And I said, I don't know if we have bylaws or not. This was the first I was hearing about it, so I don't know. That's my best answer at that time, and that's something I have to research. So I'm sorry, I didn't know about the public records request until Miss Mary mentioned it last week.
Okay, so I guess give us some time.
Well, here's the thing. I went in and spoke to Miss Carolyn, and she told me that she had called Shaq, and he said that he didn't know of any.
And I've not seen them in anything I've gone through. That's when I told her I didn't know if there was any or not, because I had to go back for a grant that the fire department had, and I had to go back to, I went to the beginning in 1925, honestly, until I found, it was several days, until I found where they actually formed the fire department for that grant. And there could have been bylaws written, but actually in the things that we have, I never saw them.
And there has been multiple chiefs over the last several years, so it's possible that they are in a box.
Well,
top
that's
shelf
kind
or
of the chief's
something.
responsibility to know where they are. He's
Well, I'm
also
not
supposed to
saying
know
that
SOP and SOG.
it is or it isn't, I'm just telling you
Right.
that it's possible that they're there, that he just may not know exactly where they are.
But he's been there for 5 years. He's supposed to know where they're at.
Well, he hasn't been chief that long.
He's
but
been
he
chief
might-
since 2018 is what Candace sent to me.
No, man, that's not true. I've been on here since 2019 when I came after, but that's not neither here nor there. I think the question is, you've asked for public records and you haven't received them yet. What I'm saying is, and from what Candace is saying, is that she's gonna look into it and see what she can find out
Okay.
to get you the records.
All right. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Troy Cunningham, Fire Department.
I've got a couple of questions for the board. I was directed to y'all to come to you and find out exactly what was going on. I was removed from the fire department roughly a month ago, give or take. If you need the exact date, I can look it up. But I went to Chief Green and asked him exactly, actually I could never get him face to face. He would never meet me face to face to tell me why I was removed. And I was told to come in front of the board and ask the board exactly why I was removed. I haven't yet to be given any type of disciplinary action for him, been talked to about anything. The only thing I can figure is I was trying to assist the department in getting its equipment back up and running the way it should be. At this time that I know of, we have one truck in our station, one piece of apparatus. That's a 6-bay station. The Cascade units, which we have 2 of, were down both at the same time. Chief Green asked me if I would take it over and handle it. I said, yes, I would. He was fed up with the company he had coming in to do it. I said, that's okay. I got a guy that we used to use at Panama since I was over there, Cascade system over there. I'll call him. He came in, he gave us an estimate. He was ready to go. I said, this is when he wants to start. He said, all right. Then I was removed from that I didn't have a clue what was going on. We had a meeting, a fire department meeting, so I asked, I said, what's the deal with our Cascade unit? Since we're both down, we can't get any breathing air. What's the deal? And he said, I can't get him to come out here, he won't do it, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, well, I know the guy personally, so I texted him, I said, hey, what's going on? He says, I'm supposed to be out there tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And I said, wait a minute, you might want to contact Chief Green and let him know that you're coming out. He said, I already did. I said, do it again, just so you get on the same page. A couple days later, I go by, the station's wide open, I stopped in, and this is before I was removed. I stopped in to check, make sure everything was going okay, make sure who was in there supposed to be in there. He was working on the unit. And he said, I needed that unit, which is the portable unit. He said, I needed it charged up, filled up, and ready to go so that I could finish its service today. And I said, okay. And he showed me the text. And I said, okay. I said, was that done? He goes, no. He said, the battery's dead. It's not fueled up. I said, listen, all I can do today to help is hook to that trailer, move it over here where we can plug it in so we can get you serviced and done. He goes, can you do that? Not a problem, did it. I sent out to the department and said, move the trailer. Within an hour later, I was removed from the department. All I had done is try to better service here at this department, which I was on over 25 years ago. I was one of two that lived in your district. You have one guy that lives in your district that responds for your fire department. Everybody else lives outside this district. I also know of last month, there were 6 calls that Vernon was supposed to go to. They went to 2. We had an accident just north of me with a lifelong resident of this community. Not one Vernon piece was there. I would like to know why I was removed and what is going on with our fire department. Can anybody answer me that?
I can't. But I'll find out why you were removed.
I'd certainly appreciate it, because I went to all the officers, as I was told, they all voted and agreed to it. Not one of them can tell me why or what happened. So somewhere, somebody's lying and something ain't right.
Well, and Troy, you and I have had conversations, and I've told you everything that I know.
Yes, ma'am.
I've not spoken with Shaq. To my knowledge, Shaq hasn't been able to be at a meeting lately. So I don't, other than what you've told me and what little bit I spoke with Shaq before that, I've given you all the information that I have thus far. The only other thing I know of was,
Ms. Becky, I got one question for you.
there was a,
If it's okay, I don't mean to interrupt, but has anybody went into the fire station in the past month?
I have,
Okay. Can you tell me what it looks like?
I went into the gear room, I guess you would call it, walked into the front door, rounded the corner, saw in the office and just saw the gear room and saw, some gear hanging on the wall,
Was that door shut?
5 or 6. That, wait, which door?
The gear room door. Did you have to open it, or was it already open?
To be honest with you, I don't remember. I went in there with somebody else. And I can't tell you that. And like I said, I just walked through that one door and into that gear room and then back out. So I didn't go through all.
The reason I ask that is part of the reason the AC unit went out at that station, because that opens straight into the apparatus back and sucks all that air straight into the.
No, I couldn't see the bay through that.
Right, you can only see the bunker gear room until you walk in and look out, then you can see, because they've removed the door off of that.
Okay, well, like I said, I did not notice that. And I saw down the hallway and where the office, I'm assuming that's still the office space
Yes,
right there, because I
well,
was right there in it.
yes.
It was dispatch room back in my day, but
We have broken windows in there. Does anybody know about that?
I did not. Like I said, I wasn't in there searching or looking. I mean, I saw what I saw, but which windows are broken?
So the chief's office, the windows in there are broken. The ones in the kitchen, they're damaged. We've also got a major leak at the back door that is rusting out. The bottom sill plate on the building is just constantly running out there, rusting down. We've also got a diesel tank out back that's, you've got to, the only way to prime it is to loosen the filter as the pump's running and it sprays fuel everywhere. And I said, there's an easy way to fix it. Change the valve out.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, and this is just for my own personal benefit, because you're talking about all these leaks and broken windows and stuff. There was a time when you were coming instead of Shaq or with Shaq,
Yes, ma'am.
and you didn't say anything about those in the
Chief Green said that he had that taken care of. He said, the city's aware of it, they're getting the estimates. That's the way we were led. We have never been able to vote on anything. It's like the brush truck. We were supposed to be having a brand new brush truck. He says, it's coming, grant's approved, it's on its way. Then all of a sudden, no, we didn't get it.
Well, that's not under his,
No, that
not
was
him.
not his
But
fault.
I'm telling you the way
It's a
that
well.
we were addressed at the meetings.
Well, I was just wondering, because you're telling me now about broken windows and leaks that have been there quite a while, so I
Because
was
he said
wondering
he
why
was
you
handling
didn't say anything when you were coming to the meetings before.
I can't overstep the chief's orders. The only thing that he asked me to say was what he told me those nights.
And
that's
he's
what I
not here
did.
to defend himself tonight, okay? You're saying what you're saying.
This is a public meeting,
I
and
know,
he
but
is
I'm just
supposed.
saying he's not here
Yes,
to
ma'am.
defend himself.
Absolutely correct.
Troy, when was the door taken down from the apparatus, from the air conditioned building to the apparatus room? Because I know it was there the last time I was in there.
So if you come in the main door and you go by the chief's room, the first hallway to your left, the first door on your right, that one's supposed to stay shut,
Yeah,
even though it's got a vent in the door. When you go through there and you look out, that door has been removed off of the bunker gear room.
the door from the bunker room to the
Apparatus
garage,
bay.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can
So
I
that's
ask
the
you-
one down the hallway, past the bunker room, past the
No, ma'am, you gotta
bunker
turn into the
room,
bunker
office.
gear room. So if you come into the first bay of the actual station, don't
Okay,
go in the
the
main
bays.
door. Come in that first bay, and you have the big window for the dispatch room, the office,
Yes.
got the big window, then you have the door, and then just past it, you got another door. That second door has been removed.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Given what's happening down in Bay County and the fire department that they have down there, and they're not being able to fight that fire for like 2 or 3 days, how do we compare with being able to fight a big fire? I mean, because it's been so dry.
So there was a call about 2 weeks ago, just north of the bridge, well, actually just north of Cypress Spring Bridge, and it was called in as a brush fire. Immediately, the captain got on the radio and he stated that we don't have a brush truck, all we've got is a tanker, you need to call second department. And they had to call 5 Points. And 5 Points is only running with 2 guys. So we are very lacking in equipment and manpower.
How long does it take five points to get to an area over here?
It depends, honestly it does, because it depends on where they're at to be able to get to their station. You could be looking at anywhere from, I think they were the first ones on scene there. It took them about 12 minutes to get there, give or take. I can look back at the reports. But usually we're calling Henson's to come downtown Vernon to take care of calls. I know of several vehicle accidents that Henson's has had to go to. That's pretty much in the city limits. My biggest thing is I would like to know why it was removed.
Well, there again, I don't think that any of us know. I mean, and I told you before, that's the fire chief of the fire department's thing, so that's a question that Shaq's gonna have to answer. And as far as these other things that you've reported, we're gonna have to find out Shaq's side of it and see what's going on. It's like I say, I've not spoken with him. I don't know that any of the rest of the council members knew anything about what you just reported.
I would just like for y'all to walk in there and see what y'all think.
What's your name?
Troy Cunningham?
Well, like I said, the 2 rooms I went into were, or the hallway and all was, bare. It didn't look the same as it did when I was in there. But I didn't go searching around or anything like that. So, all I could attest to is, what little bit I saw. And I thought there would be more gear in there. I thought we had more people on the department than apparently what we have. I'll say that. I don't know the circumstances or anything.
And
Like I
then-
say, Shaq has a right to
Yes, ma'am.
be able to take up for himself and explain these things that have been reported.
The last thing I'd like to bring up is the brush truck that Country Oaks was wanting to sell to Vernon. We met in the back room, Shaq and I did, because I asked him, I said, are you still interested in the truck? Because I sent him videos and pictures, everything he asked for, I sent it to him. And I thought that y'all had gotten all those pictures and everything of the truck. And I said, listen, you're more than welcome to take it up there, let them check it out. Whatever y'all want to do, you can use it. Also, when I was out of town, I found out that the county took Country Oaks' brush truck back. I immediately got up with you, tried to get Vernon a brush truck so that they were taken care of. And I said, listen, this is the one we're looking at selling, please check it out. And I had mentioned to Shaq back in the room that Country Oaks needs a couple of air packs. And I know that he had just gotten brand new ones and that he was going to be getting rid of the ones that he was phasing out. And I said that we would do a partial swap for some of the money for the air packs. He said, okay, how many do you need? I said 5 would get us, with the records, because that's what we need. I said, that would get us back in compliant and we'd be in good shape. He goes, well, I don't want to get rid of all 5. And I said, okay. He said, well, how many, could you get by with? I said, 2 would make us get by. He said, all right, well, long story short, the next meeting we had, supposedly there's 5 air packs missing. And it was after him and I meeting down there, back here.
Okay, well, I think, like I said, Shaq's not here.
I understand that.
And I know that you're giving us this information, and I think Shaq needs to either watch the video or something to be able to
I'll be glad to sit
respond,
down
or maybe
and-
come to a meeting or contact you or something. Am I wrong? I mean, this is, Shaq's not here.
I understand that.
He needs a chance to respond.
Yes, sir.
It's a public building and anybody can go in there and look?
That's the way I understand it.
It's a public building, but not everybody has access. You have to have somebody go in and like a firefighter or something. Like if you wanted to go and look at it, a city employee or a firefighter could go and let you and look at it. Yes. Now, if somebody off the street, they can't just walk in, but yeah, they will let you come look at it. That's what it's always been anyway.
Will somebody reach back out to me? I mean, that's all I'm asking.
Yeah, if you give me a phone number
Yes.
before you leave.
Yes, sir.
Candace,
And I've got it, and I'll get back up with you.
you know,
Appreciate it.
you know when the next meeting is, fire department?
I think it's on the Tuesday after, I think it's on the first and third Tuesday, because we have our meetings on Monday, and I think they have them on
Do you know
Tuesday.
what time?
I want to say 7 o'clock on the first and third Tuesdays, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Second question. Did the council talk about sending Stephanie to clean the fire department?
Mm-hmm.
Did you clean?
I mean, I hadn't been down there to see what she did, but I know she's
I knew
gone
we
2
talked-
times,
I knew we
once a
talked
month,
about
it was once a
before-
month.
Before I go in there, I just want to, make sure where I stand. I thought we talked about sending her down and letting her.
No,
clean.
not the part where the trucks are,
Yeah.
the inside air
Yeah,
conditioning
the
part.
office area.
The rooms and all.
Yeah.
I got you.
There's 2 bathrooms in the main room, and then there's the office.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
When we talked about the brush truck, didn't the council tell him not to buy that truck, Becky? When we was talking
Which
about getting the brush truck from them, did we tell him we would be better off to get a new one?
I don't remember exactly what was said in the meeting, but I think it was the.
I think that's what
it was
y'all ended up
basically
talking
that
about. I
we
can't
wanted to
remember
go with
exactly.
something more.
Yeah, but it was we can get a new truck that's not outfitted, so that's gonna be a lot more money, but y'all have already set aside
Money.
money,
Yeah.
yeah.
How much money?
I don't.
think you've set aside, it was 30, but y'all added 15,000 to it this budget, I believe.
Well, and I remember during the initial discussion of when the brush truck from Country Oaks came up, I asked Jack, is that the truck that you want? And my concern was the outfitting of it and all that, and it just, to me, it didn't make sense to do that when if we have the money to get a new one and outfit it. It's better to just go ahead and have a newer or new truck if we can.
Can I say something? Has anybody priced what a brush truck costs completely outfitted?
A price that, we get a state price for the truck.
Right. That's just for cab and chassis, right?
Yes, which the Rural Water Development is in the process of, we're working through the paperwork for them to pay for that. And then we have 45,000 more set aside.
Okay.
But the process is very long because
So,
of timing.
right.
So,
And as I stated that day, this is not a dream truck, okay? That's exactly what I said, because y'all asked if it was his dream truck. It's not, because I know what he was looking at, and he was looking at a really nice truck. $200-something truck is what he was looking at. And I'm all for it. But right now, we don't have anything. And that's what scares me. And it doesn't just affect Vernon. I don't live in Vernon. Vernon covers one of the largest areas.
9 square miles if or close.
Yes, ma'am.
A little over.
And when you and I were on it, Vernon was the one everybody called. The entire county called Vernon when they needed something.
We the main fire department.
Is that all you have, Troy?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Does anybody else have anything for Mr. Troy? Public participation, Jeannie Shops, Pinecrest Street. Has she left?
She's out right here at the door.
Miss Adams, did you need to be put on the sheet to
I've
speak?
never done this before, so I'm just in attendance.
Okay, I just wanna make
She said she's
sure.
gonna come to the one that they have.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
She said she's gonna come to the one y'all planned in, the
Oh,
next-
she's not gonna speak now, she's gonna wait and come to the workshop?
I guess, yeah.
Okay,
Can anybody attend the workshop?
absolutely. All of our meetings are public.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, with that being said, if nobody else has anything, Mr.
and I have something.
Did you have it?
Nikki has
Go ahead,
something.
Nikki, go ahead, Nikki,
Okay.
go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know, are you giving them good news? Because I'm not.
Oh, that's not good.
No,
Listen, if you're gonna do that, you might as well let it break our hearts to start with.
Yeah.
no. Like, this is good news. I do have to ask y'all, we're looking at doing our football and cheer banquet this Sunday coming up, and we're wanting to get it catered. It is gonna cost about $14 a plate, and we're guesstimating about 300 people, but we want to invite all of y'all as well. And that's for one of our players and 2 parents is what we're guesstimating. I have 13, well, there's somebody supposed to be bringing 2 donations up here by Wednesday. Cause I have to figure out by Wednesday if we can afford to have like Sonny's or, Mission's Barbecue Cater. But like I said, it's gonna be about $14 a plate. The playoffs did bring in a profit of $3,869. That's what we profited. And then I have sponsors that are about $1,350, give or take. I do have 2 other people that's supposed to reach out to me. So we can cover it without it affecting our budget that we have right now. I gotta bring her the deposits along with some other registrations for softball.
Because, let me say, because the playoffs weren't included in her budget, that was something
Right.
she was able
This
to
was
work in
something
to
that
get the
was-
playoffs, that was never,
Yes.
that's some extra work she did.
Okay.
Like we were asked if we could host them and we said yes, and we'll do better next time as far as like being prepared, because we had to run to the dollar store and get some more food. But anyway, it worked out. We did really
Been there,
good.
done that. Hey,
Um,
it's better that than not selling
You're
all that you got.
exactly right. So with that being said, I need to know how I need to go about that, and like, I know it's short notice, but I have to let the restaurants know by Wednesday. So like, how do I need to go about, like, do we have to vote since it's gonna be over $1,000? Like, do I need to let Candace make the order and she pay for it, or do
Michelle,
I don't know what to do.
You all can, kind of reach a consensus and then retroactively approve if it's outside of their spending authority.
in that case, I don't have an issue with it. What about the rest of you?
I don't.
And like I said, I do have the deposits. I'm coming up here tomorrow because I know Mondays are really busy and she's by herself, so I didn't want to do all of that to her. But I do have the money to cover it. It's just, like I said, I wanted to ask because it's.
Could you use that, is that what you mean? Could you
Yes,
use
ma'am.
that
I'm
money?
gonna use all the money from the playoffs. The deposits that I'm gonna bring is basically what's gonna pay for, and then the sponsorships.
Yeah, it's
that
really
have
not
people.
coming out of rec funds.
Right, it's not coming, it's just gonna be our playoffs, which we wouldn't have had without our boys. I do wanna say that our 8U and 10U, as far as I have looked back, has made the first ever, the 8U made the second round of playoffs, so we're really excited about that. They didn't win, but still. And then 10U made first rounds, so we're really proud of them, and like I said, that's why I want to, and I want y'all to come to, like, just, you know, to show our youth. And then the touch base co-ed softball, we have about 70 players, so we were able to make 16s. It started this Friday. So far, it's all right. Basketball and cheer is open. I have 45 registered right now. And then also, I'm working on getting the lots replaced that are out at the Sportsplex. There's a local company that has volunteered and reached out for us to use their equipment, their big boom trucks and stuff, to get up there to be able to replace them. I just need to know if anybody knows, or I guess I can ask Tim, if anybody knows like what the lights are that go in the things without us having to bring them out twice. If that makes sense.
Yeah, Timothy would know, I guess, because he had some of them replaced. I'm not sure.
The only thing I know to do would be take one down.
That's true. You could have one taken down and show
Because I
them.
don't think they've replaced them out there since Cindy was there. I gave them good. I think I forgot. They won't do it twice?
I don't know. I mean, I can ask them. They graciously said that they will come out and help us do whatever we need to
If
do.
not, we're gonna get the lift anyways for us to do the palm trees like we always do and stuff, so maybe we can schedule the
Split the
door
time.
stuff. And it'll help them, because we always get it for a week.
That's a good idea.
And it'll save a lot.
If you'll just let me know, we'll make sure whatever we gotta do, whoever's down there or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be easy, and we take it down and then,
Okay. And that
Y'all
would
good
save
with
us
that?
having to, is that okay? Okay.
it's a lot easier too to put something on truck out there. That lift's small that we use and it'll go all in 50 minutes.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank y'all. And
Thank
it's
you.
this Sunday at the community center at 1 o'clock if y'all wanna come. We really
Is
wanna
that
see
the
you.
banquet?
That's the banquet, yes ma'am, the 12th at 1 o'clock. And you're welcome
Nikki?
to. Yes ma'am.
You know my situation.
I do, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to see pictures, but I do.
So,
I
everything with me right now is, yeah, unless this
Okay.
happens.
And I really want that to happen.
And I will be at work, but I'll be thinking about y'all.
Well, we might bring some leftovers if we can.
All right, Jason.
The other thing I got, and the only reason I'm bringing it to y'all's attention is because they hit me up this morning. So, you know, our issue we had on Church Street with the cleaning. So the two sisters hit me up this morning. So he has mowed around all the stuff that's on the side of the road there. And he told, he sent a message by them to me that if we want to do anything else, we're gonna have to do it. So, he mowed about a 10-foot section. So.
Is that enough?
No, I mean.
So,
He
did
was
he tell you
supposed to-
that,
he
or did
was-
they tell you that?
They told me that, and he's done that. I guess what he's done is, he was supposed to took a week off, which he did, and he was gonna move all the stuff for us so we could do it. And he moved maybe 2 or 3 things. The chicken houses are still there, the mowers are still there, all that stuff is still right there. And then he just mowed where his vehicle parks at, and right there to the chicken house. Everything else is not, and then
Last I knew, Candace, he talked to you and said that
He
he
had
was,
talked to Carolyn.
okay, Carol, that he was gonna take care of it, right?
yeah, he took a week off and he done that little bit.
Well, but you're saying that the sisters told you
The
that he wasn't
sisters
gonna do
come
it
from
for
there,
you, so
that,
we might wanna,
yeah, so what I wanna do is, I wanna make sure that's what he said, cause I don't wanna run the situation we had. So, but if he says for the same thing, y'all want me to just go ahead and clean it, like we normally do? But my problem is the stuff that's right on the road, you know, I mean, it's on the right of way, it's on this side of the pole, if we go by the poles like we always do, but I just don't wanna go there and go around the same situation we did.
you talked to him first and said,
I just
He may
wanted,
give you a different
I just
answer.
wanted to come to y'all, I told him I'd come to y'all and then we'd go from there, but I wasn't gonna do nothing without him.
is that,
That way y'all know what's going on.
You gonna talk to him?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him.
I haven't
tomorrow.
talked to him,
Yeah,
but he's talked to him and he reached out to Carolyn and told her that he was gonna do it. What
Yeah.
Jason's saying now is the sisters are saying that he's not.
What he done was, he took a week off to clean it, that was his agreement, you know, and then he said he was gonna do it, so he took the week off. So we gave him, it's been 3 weeks now, almost, well, more than 3 weeks. And he's just done a little bit, and now he said that's all he's doing.
According to
To.
Somebody else, though.
To the,
Senator.
yeah.
I think it's
But I'm
fair to reach
I'm
out
gonna,
to him.
I just wanna let y'all know, but I'm not gonna do anything until I talk to him. I just wanted to give y'all a heads up.
Yeah, I think you should speak to him on it, don't
Yeah.
take hearsay,
Yeah, I
especially
know.
as touchy as that
Yeah.
situation
Cause the
is.
sisters don't live there.
No.
But it
But
makes
I
sense
just
that
wanna
he
give
was
y'all
gonna do
a
it.
heads up. I ain't gonna do nothing until I talk to him, but that way at least y'all know what's going on.
Yeah, and then, Michelle,
Well, if he tells me to go ahead, that's my question. If he tells me to go ahead, the stuff that's there on the road, on the right of way, do we move it?
If it's in the right of way, if you know for certain that that's your right of way, then yes, you can move it.
and what he's saying is if the man tells him that he can, it's basically, if, you're saying if he's,
Right, I'm
he
gonna go and
tells
talk to
you,
him.
he gives you permission.
Yeah. I mean, I know what the right of way is to the poles right there,
Right.
and that's what I'm talking about. Everything behind the poles, I'm not messing with.
If he, I would just say that if he bucks you on it and
Yeah.
tells you, stay off my property or whatever,
Yeah.
then let us know.
Okay.
Right, otherwise it's okay for, if he gives him permission to do it, he can go ahead and,
That's what-
especially.
I just wanna make sure and let y'all know what's going on. That's it.
Candace, do you have anything?
I hope not.
Joey, Gwen, Mary?
So, that, the lady that was talking, that's the youth rec,
She is the rec director for the city of Vernon.
what was you talking about? I can't hear.
I'm sorry.
Paul, you responsible for the audio in here?
Not on a bet, no.
Mr. Goulding, maybe we need.
But thank you anyway.
So it's a banquet for the rec program,
It's our football and cheer into the season banquet.
for your rec ball, recreation ball. Tell, you or Candace call my office tomorrow, ask for Christie, one of y'all, tell her I said to call, and I'll sponsor it. I'll help sponsor it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Say
you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. But y'all got to call now, because between now and tomorrow, my mind will be a million miles away.
Thank you,
Yeah.
seriously.
Thank you.
Sheriff Cruz, we appreciate everything that you
Yes,
do.
we do.
Absolutely.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I make the motion to adjourn.
And I second.
Discussion, all in favor? Meeting adjourned.